Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Rich from the Active Trading Room, and I just wanted to go over this Apple trade. Lately we've been going over swing trades, so I just wanted to hit on some day trades today that we did in the room in real time. And we are looking at a 20-day, 60-minute chart on Apple. So we could see we're at a pretty important point now. This level is 567 to 566 half. Looks like a little topping pattern forming, could be a double top. But just a level where you could see if we would break this level, you could probably get some decent follow through to the downside, maybe down to 561, possibly 555, just some decent follow through. Just as an action point, it's good to be aware of these levels that you may not see on the daily, but a more granular look, like a 60-minute chart, will show it to you. So today, we sort of voided and failed at this catch play. You can see we turned lower. So intraday, we were on the lookout for a sell setup, and our favorite time frame to find that at is the 15-minute. So let me bring up a 2-day 15-minute chart on Apple. So we could see in the morning, little range bound. This was the opening 15-minute bar. We could see we had some impulse lower, and we rallied into the 8, and this is where we got short. And it worked for a decent trade. And for fib extension tool purposes, we were looking for a move down to the 100%, and we achieved it pretty quickly. Okay, so we can see our numbers pretty quickly here. Well, the 100% was around 569 half, and that was the level where we took some profits out on Apple. But more importantly, I just want to focus on the EMAs. You can see how we rallied into the 8 EMA, and even if your charting system doesn't have the fib extension tools, I think using the 567 as a magnet, again, that's an important area. Even if it wouldn't break down at that area, it's a good level to use even for a target. And then at the level, look and see at volume, look and see time of day if the breakdown could have some follow through. But we could see now, we rallied into the 8 EMA, and then all day long we never lost control of the 8 EMA. And in the Active Trader Manual, we know a loss of control would mean if we would have a 15-minute close above the 8, and then if the prior bar, if the next bar would take out that high of the bar closing over the EMA, that would mean loss of control. So we would have to see a green close above this blue line, and the next bar would have to take out that high. So we could see any rally, almost like a wet blanket smothering Apple. We could see every rally. We never had a close above the 8, and we certainly never took out a prior bar's high that closed above the 8, because we never had a bar that was able to really have a strong convincing close above the 8 EMA for the entire day. So this was a great way, a great example of how to trail a stock down, a good one to print out for the charts, because you could see every candlestick. You could see how we were tailing off the 8, and it wasn't until later on in the day finally was a little bit of news out where it lost control of the 8. But the 567 level was a perfect level to look for targets. In fact, I had on a little bit at 567. I gave up a little bit of profit to see if we would get the breakdown, but all in all, it was a good trade. Let me get to the other one in the room. That was ONXX. So let me start. This came from Andy W. from the room. A little shout out to him. I just want to show, in the room there's a lot of value in the room that we toss around some great ideas either midday or during the game planning session. So on this daily, we got stretched off to 21. That's the first step. And just to go down the line here, here's a 20-day, 60-minute. Starting to turn over, starting to flatten out. 8 starting to cross below. So intraday, we look for a 15-minute sell setup. So this trade was called out in real time in the chat. Nice impulse move down. You had to be pretty patient. We didn't get the symbol, the signal until around 11:15. We could see you rallied up into the 8. We undercut a prior bar's low, and similar to Apple, a great way to trail this one down and keep profits was with the 8 EMA, and we basically came to the 618, maybe give or take 20, 30 cents. But just an example of great trade, and once again, never lost control of the 8 EMA, never had a close above the 8. So another example of, getting involved at the right spot, finding impulse, nice 2-bar bounce into a declining EMA, and then a good way to trail down that stock is, as long as the stock is in control, the 8 is in control, or whatever EMA you're using is in control, there's really no reason to exit. So let the winners run. One more quick hit, more on the swing trade. level, let me just bring up the spiders. Let me show you what they did today. End of the day, we had that news that came out, but they did give you a sell setup on the daily time frame, so we could see now this was an impulse lower. We rallied about 50%. We undercut a prior bar's low, so we are swinging the spider short, and we'll run a stop above Wednesday's high of 133.43. And for a price target, as usual, the fib extension tool, the 618 would be around 130.15, and the 100% is around 128. So we'll see how this one pans out. I don't know if that news tomorrow, if it will take us above Wednesday's high, but all in all, a decent spot to risk $1. Less than 1% on the spiders, is a higher probability trade 9 times out of 10. Okay, everyone, I'll see you all back in the morning at 8:30 in the active trader room. Have a good night. Thanks.